Here we're going to show you a video of a rather unique tractor, and this is a 1967 International 656 Hydrostat. This tractor is equipped with a hydrostatic transmission rather than the standard 5-speed high-low torque amplifier shift. And I'm going to get on it and just demonstrate it here just a little bit to show you that you can shift it forward, reverse, and neutral without ever clutching it, although it does have a clutch for inching backwards or forwards if you need to go slow at a certain job. But watch as I'll start it up and move the transmission forward and back. Now, this tractor is not for sale. It actually belongs to a family a mile or so down the road from us, the Young family. And Mr. Young passed away back in the mid to late 90s, and he had always, on the farm there, had 2-cylinder John Deeres. And one day in the early 70s, driving by his farm one day, neighbors were noticing this red and white International tractor parked in the barnyard along with a 4-bottom plow, and we thought, what has Mr. Young gone and done? Well, he'd always thought about, when he'd heard about the hydrostatic transmission, it sounded like a great idea to him, and so he purchased this tractor. And when he passed away, our cousins that lived down the road also, that farm our farm, also today farm Mr. Young's farm, and his son now has possession of the tractor. But our cousins use a tractor in the fall primarily to run power takeoff for auger work. It's very handy to get around with to the different farms and tight places, and you can turn the PTO on and off from the ground. But we've named this tractor the Squirco 656 Hydro. And you wonder where the name Squirco, the word Squirco, came from. Well, back in the days when we had neighbors all around us. A lot of them, or most of them, are all gone now, but everybody farmed a small acreage. Back then it seemed like a lot of acres, but they might have had 160 acres or 240 acres or maybe 320, or even some of the bigger farmers had more acreage. But they would need help once in a while to get their work caught up or done, and they'd call up and ask Dad if he had an extra tractor driver. And of course, Dad always knew that I loved to drive tractors. It didn't matter the color, whether it was red or green or blue or whatever. Well, Dad said, yeah, I could spare Dick for a while. And we'd work for these different neighbors. And it seemed that every one of them had a nickname. My dad's name, our dad's name actually was Robert, but from way in the past he got the name of Bill. Where that came from, we don't know today, but one of the neighbors, or a couple of them, called him Willie all the time. But Mr. Young's nickname was Squirco. And we don't really know where that name come from, but we think back about the different neighbors, the different nicknames. One man was named Fluky that we worked for. Jakey, Jigger was another one. And there are just several names that come to mind. It was kind of a unique thing back then. One of our other neighbors, an Alice Chalmers man, was named Snazzy. And that's the name I have on my old favorite WD, because Mr. Cars, and we call him Snazzy, had a WD like the one I've got, and so I named it after him. But anyway, here we have the Squirco 656 Hydrostat, and like I said, our cousins use it now primarily just to get it out of the shed in the fall to put on the power takeoff. But this tractor has never been painted till our cousin decided here a while back that they'd take it to our painter here and have it sandblasted and primed and painted. And we put some other new parts on it. Actually, the exhaust manifold was cracked. We replaced that. Put a new seat on, a new steering wheel, and some other minor parts. But the thing still runs like a charm. The Hydrostat works great. It's got a 3-point hitch on the back. And it's just a great memory to think back of tractors like this and our old neighbors and all the experiences we had in the past. And we still reminisce to this day, talking about the good old neighbors and how we all helped each other out back then. And we got to drive all those different kinds of tractors. And what a great day it was. The old days, it's always good to bring them back and talk about them.